Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really cutting through the noise.
We are.
We're going deep into the source material, looking at, well, the absolute core mindset of two legends, Cristiano Ronaldo and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, it's a fantastic pairing because we're not just looking at, talent people talk about all the time.
Right.
Our mission here is really specific.
Yeah.
We want to pull out the actual philosophies, the incredible discipline, and just that raw self-belief. The stuff these guys say are their secrets to staying at the absolute peak for, well, decades.
And the sources we have are they're brilliant. We're using candid clips,
Yeah.
motivational videos, interviews, getting right inside their heads.
Yeah, how they thought, their daily routines, and importantly, how they handle just the constant pressure being that target.
Definitely.
And what's crucial here, I think, is that this isn't really about the physical side, faster, stronger. It's about the mental architecture. We're digging out these specific, sometimes counterintuitive methods, like when you actually start counting your effort, or how just 30 minutes can shape an entire career. These are principles that, honestly, you can apply anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's sports or, say, closing a big deal at work.
Okay, let's unpack that. Let's start with that absolute engine behind both of them. Unwavering self-belief. I mean, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo's view of himself. It's not exactly modest.
No, definitely not. It's like a core operating principle. Someone asks him the obvious question, right? Who's the best player ever?
Yeah, the one everyone gets asked.
And his answer straight up is me. In my mind, I'm always the best.
Always. Not just now or last season. Always. And he really hammers this point home, doesn't he? That you have to believe you're the best in your field.
Yeah, he says in our area.
Right, your area. And it doesn't matter what other people think, what they say.
It's like a prerequisite for him. You need that conviction because, well, life throws setbacks at you, right? And if you don't have that deep belief, what do you fall back on? It's like an internal shield.
Okay, so that's Ronaldo's internal shield. How does it compare to Ali's self-belief, which felt, I don't know, bigger, more public?
Exactly. Ali didn't just believe it quietly. He shouted it from the rooftops. He didn't just say, I'm the greatest fighter.
He declared he was the greatest fighter that ever stepped foot in the ring. It was this huge public declaration, like a promise he had to live up to.
And that's the crucial difference, I think. Ali used his belief almost as a performance. It was a tool, to shape the story, challenge the critics.
He wasn't just the best fighter.
He called himself the damnedest showman that ever lived. Even when the odds were crazy, like 7-1 against him, he'd still boast about how he was going to dominate and shut up all of his mouth.
So for Ali, the talk came first, and then reality had to catch up.
Pretty much. The declaration kind of forced the reality into existence. It built the pressure, the spectacle.
So Ali projecting outwards, Ronaldo locking it down internally. Does one way make you tougher when you face a big loss?
That's interesting. You could argue Ali's way, being so public, gave him this external push to bounce back. The crowd expected it. But Ronaldo's internal certainty, it means his strength isn't dependent on anyone else. If he loses, his internal logic just clicks back in. I'm the best, so this loss is wrong. It needs fixing.
Like a system reset.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes a cold calculation, maybe less emotionally shattering.
Okay, so that belief needs fuel. And that brings us to effort. This is where it gets really interesting, the idea that talent runs out, but dedication, that's the real edge. Ronaldo's very clear. Talent alone is not enough anymore.
Oh, completely. He knows why he's lasted so long. He points out his level, his performance has been always kind of the same for, 15 plus years?
Incredible consistency.
And he says flat out, this isn't just about physical peaks. His main strength, his strongest point, he says, is his mind.
And when you ask him for the secret, it's not some fancy gadget or diet.
Nope.
It's just dedication and hard work. The ability to work 100% all the time. That seems to be where he sees the separation.
That's it. And this idea of dedication, working 100%, it links perfectly to Ali's concept of the pain threshold. For Ali, pain wasn't something to avoid. It was the metric.
The sit-up story. We all kind of know it, but the way he explains it.
Right. It's profound. He says he doesn't start counting his sit-ups until
it starts hurting. That phrase.
Exactly. That's when I start counting. Because that's when it really counts. That's what makes you a champion.
Wow. So everything before the pain is just warming up. Maintenance.
That's how he frames it. The pain itself is where the growth happens, the change. And if you think about that outside of just physical stuff, I mean, it applies everywhere, doesn't it?
Absolutely. When does your work really count? When you hit that tough problem, you don't know how to solve.
Or that moment of writer's block, or the rejection call that makes you want to just, give up for the day.
So if you're working on something complex, maybe the first couple of hours are just prep.
But the second you hit that wall, that mental friction where you want to procrastinate, that's Ali's pain. That's when the counter starts.
That takes real courage, though,
Yeah.
to choose to go into that difficult zone every day.
It's absolutely a choice. And Ali talked about this too. He said something like, the courageous enough should take risk of accomplish none life.
You have to risk the discomfort, risk failing.
Risk the pain, yeah, to get anything meaningful done.
Okay, so if you need courage to face the pain, the next step is making it a habit, building it into your routine so it's not a choice anymore.
Let's zoom in on Ronaldo's microdiscipline here. He gives that great example of what looks like a rest day.
Yeah, he describes it. Gets home, lunch, quick nap, plays with his kids. Sounds like a decent break, right? Recharge time.
Totally. But then,
even on that day, he says he still has to hit the gym for at least 30, 40 minutes.
and that's the moment, isn't it? Most people would negotiate there. I'll do double tomorrow, or I deserve this rest.
Right, we rationalize, but for him, those 30, 40 minutes, that's the difference. It's non-negotiable. And he explains why. The cost of skipping.
Yeah, he sees it exponentially. Missing one session isn't just one session lost. It's like 2 sessions that you lost the next day. You lose momentum, you create this mental debt.
And over years,
Those hundreds of tiny negotiations that others make, they add up. It creates a huge difference in the end of the day. For him, dedication isn't some strategy he deploys. It's just part of me.
that detail, that 30, 40 minutes, it highlights what's often missed. It's not about one heroic 10-hour workout.
I know.
It's the relentless, maybe even boring, compound effect of that small, mandatory effort, day in, day out, for decades.
And that level of commitment is why he can talk about legacy the way he does. When he says, I don't follow the records follow me.
Yeah, that's a huge statement.
It is, but it sounds earned, doesn't it? It's not just ego. It sounds like it comes from knowing he's put in the work, that he's addicted to the success. His daily grind virtually guarantees.
Okay, but having that kind of intense confidence, that work ethic, it often rubs people the wrong way. Leads to being called arrogant. Ronaldo knows this happens.
Oh, he's very aware. He admits he has a bad image in the pitch because I'm too serious.
And why is he serious?
Because he hates to L. He hates to lose. Simple as that. He even says he wishes he could just sit down with people who call him arrogant.
Yeah, talk to them, showed him the real Cristiano. Like, for him, the perceived arrogance is just a side effect of the intensity needed to win, and maybe people just misunderstand that level of commitment.
Right. Now, Ali faced the same accusations, maybe even more so, but his reaction was totally different.
He didn't try to correct it.
No, he leaned into it. He weaponized it. People said he talked too much, called him a big bag of wind.
And instead of backing down,
He wanted them all there. He said, I want all of them to be there when he fought, specifically so he could prove the big bag of wind could actually deliver. He used it as fuel.
And what's really powerful in Ali's story is how he connected that external pressure to something bigger, didn't he? Especially during his ban.
Absolutely. When he refused induction, got stripped of his title, couldn't box, was broke, his fight changed. It stopped being just about belts and titles for ourselves.
It became about community, about representation.
Exactly. He started framing his personal struggle as a fight to uplift my little brothers who sleep in concrete floors today in America. He tied his individual battle to this huge social and political cause.
Which must have given him a different kind of strength.
Immense strength. It shifted his motivation from, external applause to this deep internal sense of purpose, of righteousness.
And you saw that play out psychologically in the ring. The big fights. We all know the line, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Classic.
But that moment in the Foreman fight, after Foreman lands a huge shot, Ali just leans in close and whispers,
That all you got, George?
chillin'.
Pure psychological warfare. It wasn't about proving he wasn't hurt physically. It was about demonstrating total mental dominance. Telling Foreman, basically, my belief is stronger than your punch. My pain threshold is higher than you can imagine.
That's the ultimate payoff of the mindset we've been talking about.
It really is.
So, okay, wrapping this up. If we boil down the core DNA here, the real secret isn't some innate genius or luck. It seems to be about, systematically embracing difficulty.
Yeah, embracing the suck, basically. Ali gives us the metric. Start counting when it hurts.
And Ronaldo gives us the mechanism, that relentless, non-negotiable daily micro-effort, the 30, 40 minutes.
They both built systems, really. Systems where success becomes almost inevitable if they stick to the effort, if they don't negotiate with the pain.
And that relentless focus, it makes me think of something else Ali talked about, those big dreams we have as kids. He mentioned how, when we're young, we always bet certain fellas, I'm going to be champion one day, or a top doctor, or build a great company. We make these bold claims, at least to ourselves.
Yeah, we all have those childhood promises. But then he points out, very few people actually are able to make good of the boats and come home and say, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you so.
Make good on the boasts. Wow. And maybe the power of looking at these two isn't just inspiration, it's seeing how you become one of those few.
Exactly.
That ultimate self-belief isn't just thinking you're the best. It's designing the routine, the painful, consistent dedication that makes fulfilling that childhood promise almost a certainty.
It's about building the machine that delivers on the dream.
So the challenge for you, listening right now, is this. What's that one small, painful dedication in your life? That thing you avoid, that mental hurdle, that necessary discomfort that you need to start counting today.
Are you just hoping talent or luck will bridge the gap? Or are you designing the routine that guarantees you can eventually say, I told you so?